Hi, I'm Christina Renna, President and CEO of the Chamber of Commerce Southern New Jersey, and you're watching South Jersey Business with Joe Molineaux.
Welcome to South Jersey Business with Joe Molineaux. Thank you for joining us as we share information, tips, and techniques that can make our business community and your business more successful. Thank you to Stockton University for the opportunity to produce this show focusing on business in South Jersey. In just a moment, we will talk with Christina Renna, President and CEO of the Chamber of Commerce Southern New Jersey. I have known Christina for many years, and I have watched her work to help build a stronger, educated, and engaged business community throughout South Jersey. So let's get right down to business with today's featured guest. Christina, thanks for being on the show.
I appreciate the invitation.
I'm a fan of everything you do, so I'm going to really enjoy the interview.
The feeling is mutual, so.
That's great. Let's go back to the beginning, though, for people who don't know. Can you talk about your involvement with the Chamber early on and what ultimately led you to the role you're currently in with the Chamber?
Yeah, so it's really interesting. My background is actually in politics, and what led me to the Chamber was a lobbyist position. When I say politics, I really don't like the politics. I like the policy of it all. I don't really like, the ugly stuff, but I do like making informed policy, and all that lobbying entails really was intriguing to me. And after I was out of college and in my 20s, so a job opened up at the Chamber to be our staff lobbyist. I got the job. I was 26 years old, so almost 20 years ago, and that's how I got my foot in the door, really engaging with our membership on any issue. If it's good for business, we love it. If it's bad for business, we hate it. And if it's good for South Jersey, we really love it. And if we can, help make policies that remind people up in Trenton that we exist down here in this neck of the woods, it felt like I was doing something really special. So that's how I got there.
Advocacy is such a big part of all chambers, but specifically when you cover a big area like South Jersey, and we do find ourselves always, trying to be in the conversation and everywhere we need to be. That's great that was your background. Yep. So that does lead to my next question for people that don't know, besides advocacy, and if you add advocacy to the list, what is it that the Chamber does?
A Chamber of Commerce, any Chamber of Commerce is going to be there for growing business, right? Economic development, making sure we're keeping economic activity in the region in which we represent. We want our members to meet each other and do business with each other. We want to keep that money here in South Jersey, keep those jobs here in South Jersey, keep that economic activity in South Jersey. So at any Chamber of Commerce, and in this case, the South Jersey Chamber of Commerce, we're really focused on lifting up our members, making sure their businesses or nonprofits succeed, encouraging them to do business with each other, and also finding links between education and business as well to help with workforce needs in South Jersey. At the end of the day, a chamber is going to be about networking, helping people get their name out, brand their business, market themselves, and really hopefully we can help them get some new clients and continue to thrive here in South Jersey.
You mentioned a couple things there. You mentioned the members, but I went right to that, the board members. You have a very active board of directors, and it's filled with some very wonderful, talented people that are so connected to the community. How did you, and I guess how do you continue to keep that board so strong with that caliber of board member?
Yeah, thank you for saying that. I appreciate it. Our board is big. It's about 63, 64 people. And the caliber, I really think, speaks to the mission of the Chamber and our reputation as an organization. Businesses want to put C-suite executives on this board because they know it's going to be time well spent. And at the end of the day, their business is going to thrive as a result of that connectivity at that board level. I'm also really cognizant to not take up too much of their time. I'm cognizant that the chamber is not their job, it's my job. And so keeping, what we ask of them, really to only the necessary things, and keeping board meetings quarterly as opposed to every month or whatever it is. I think the board really respects that we get that they're here to help and support us, but it's not their job.
Yeah.
And so that helps, I think, attract some folks too. But I'm really proud of the board composition, the level of folks, and we're very strategic in making sure that businesses from every county in South Jersey is represented on the board as well, because every county is very different and has different needs and their workforces are different. So we like to have that geographical diversity on the board as well.
If you could point to one thing that you learned in that transition from going where you were at the Chamber to the presidency, what's one of the most valuable business lessons you've learned as president of the Chamber?
I think for us, it was understanding and staying true to the mission of the Chamber. We are a 151-year-old organization. So we were created by Campbell Soup Company and RCA in the city of Camden as the Camden Board of Trade in 1873. Their original mission was to boost Camden City as the manufacturing and industrial hub that could compete with Philadelphia. So not all that different than we are today. Is, we fight, for things that Philly wants all the time too in the city of Camden. But we grew to this regional counterpart that we are today. And business will always drive the day. But I think my biggest lesson is that if we're not identifying ways to give back to the community as well, and we're just focused on the larger businesses in South Jersey, we're really missing the mark. 85% of our members are small businesses, and now I'm really proud to say we have over 150 nonprofit entities. That's all matters, right? Because
Yes.
it's chambers of commerce, we care about business, but a nonprofit's a business too.
Yeah.
It just has different needs, and it could use us to marry up and hopefully work with some of these larger corporations here in South Jersey to get some funding, get some volunteers. It's all part of what makes every day definitely different and fun at the Chamber.
I love it. You have opened up so many other questions, but sit tight because we have a ton more questions, okay? Thanks for being part of the show.
Of course.
Let's check out how you can connect with South Jersey business through social media, and then we'll be right back with more business talk featuring Christina Renna, President and CEO of the Chamber of Commerce of Southern New Jersey, right here on South Jersey Business with Joe Molineaux. We're back with today's featured guest, Christina Renna, President and CEO of the Chamber of Commerce, Southern New Jersey. Christina, thanks again for being on the show.
Of course.
How do you define success?
I think the only way you should define success is the happiness of the people that you work with. The people are the foundation of a successful business, a successful team, a successful staff. And so I define success if my team's happy, firing on all cylinders, my members are happy, I'm happy, and that's how I define success.
Well, speaking of success, every time I turn around, and I've been involved with a number of your events, especially down here in South Jersey, because that's where you cover, the whole area, you continue to have a smile on your face. It's a very positive thing, even during some of the most challenging economic times we have ever seen in South Jersey and in the country.
Sure.
So how do you, the staff and the members, continue to keep that strong connection to the community and keep the chamber so vibrant, even during downturn in economic times?
I think we listen. I think that's key, is really understanding what the members' main concerns are and then being responsive to those concerns. And I think we do that really well. And it's not just me. It's really everyone on the team. We really have a very hands-on staff at the chamber, and it carries on. Our members feel comfortable going to anyone for anything at any time, whether it be introduce me to this person because I want to do business with them, or hey, can you just help me register for an event, or I just got promoted, my title changed, can you help me update in the system? We are we try to treat our members like a family. And our team internally feels a lot like a family. And so, yeah.
I think you just answered my next question, because I was going to talk to you about the value of that staff. It's small, but it's so powerful.
Yeah, we're an 11-person all-female team, which is something I'm also really proud of, just given the fact that we are the most influential business organization in South Jersey. We are in Trenton carrying the water for the South Jersey business community, nonprofit community. And we're a powerful team of diverse women of all ages and ethnicities that just really like each other too. And so that obviously makes the job a lot more fun when everyone likes working together. So really proud of the team.
I think I've had the privilege to meet almost all 11. If I haven't, I'm going to make it my mission
I'm sure.
to meet the one or the two that I have not met. The one other question I wanted to ask you, and there's a few more, but the one that's important to me is, what is one of the most, I would say, the initiative that you brought to the Chamber, that you've championed at the Chamber, that you're most proud of? What would you, if you could point to one thing that you're very proud of, what would that be?
I would definitely say that as I was getting ready to take over the Chamber, that was January of 2020, so right before COVID happened. Yeah, it was not tumultuous, in addition to, being new to the role. But that being said, we made a decision with the support of our board to really give the Chamber a little bit more of a community-driven and inclusive focus. And this was September, October 2019. We passed a new strategic plan that really focused on the mom and pop shops, nonprofits, our diverse-owned businesses, women-owned businesses, diverse-owned businesses, veteran-owned businesses. They all have unique needs, and making sure that we are focused on giving back instead of just helping the businesses thrive. That is always going to be key to what we do, but giving back to the community, making sure we're engaging nonprofits or engaging community organizations. And those non-traditional relationships have ended up being some of the most valuable ones that have brought more members to the table and grown our membership base. We're over 1,200 members now at our Chamber since, I've taken over. In this current role, and I'm just really proud. And I think it's because of that more community-driven and inclusive mission.
We have time for one more question before the next break. So what do you enjoy most about the people, to include staff, board, and members, that you enjoy most? What do you enjoy most about the job that you do and how you get to interact with people every day?
I mean, I think it's just getting to know the faces, right? Getting to know the people, getting to know the story behind the business. What I do is connect people. And so every day is different because every person's story is different. Every person's needs different. That's what I love.
It's been said some of the most interesting people in the world are those that are interested in other people. Yeah. And I think that's what makes you so interesting.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Sit tight. We got something else coming. Up next, we are putting Christina to the test with the M4 Big Money question right here on South Jersey Business with Joe Molineaux. But first, a quick look at how you can check out past episodes of the show. As you are aware, management, marketing, money, and media are the essential parts of any business. And when you're the president and CEO of a Chamber of Commerce, you need to know how to mix up all four M's. So it's time for the M4 Big Money question with today's featured guest, Christina Renna, President and CEO of the Chamber of Commerce of Southern New Jersey. Christina, are you ready?
I'm feeling a little pressure, if I'm being honest. I'm a little nervous.
Well, let's break them down one at a time. Okay, let's talk about your management style. Tell me about your management style.
I would say my management style is one that I really try to lead with empathy. I try to be caring and thinking of what my team members' needs are and what they're going through. I try to always offer support, and I never ask anyone to do anything I wouldn't be able to or want to or do myself.
That's great. That's good management. That's a great management style. It's one of the best answers we've had. Let's talk about marketing. Now, I know the Chamber markets a lot, but let's focus on some of the more traditional forms of marketing. What traditional forms of marketing do you use to get the word out about the Chamber or to get the information out about the advocacy and everything you're doing?
We're fortunate, and I know another M's coming along that's going to talk about media, but we're fortunate that we have some built in because we do get some media coverage, so that's unpaid. We have a digital magazine, so it's kind of a modern we back in the day, the chamber used to have a directory, and a lot of chambers have magazines still. But now we have a digital magazine, so we get a lot of advertising and getting our word out about what we're doing through that. Ad placements, there's no shortage of galas and organizations we can support, community organizations. So we're always doing ads, buying ads, and messaging them to the audience that it's going to be seen by.
It's interesting. I noticed there's a lot of your chamber members specifically that actually tag the chamber in a lot of the emails. There's like proud member of South Jersey Chamber Commerce. A lot of that stuff is just because I think they're really proud of the affiliation. So that's another way, right, that marketing happens, because they're marketing for you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a good sign.
And that really took off during COVID, right?
Yeah.
When everyone was home, that social media piece, people branding, tagging, took to another level that has steadily continued and is a really nice organic way to get some marketing.
I think you're right about that.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we get to the third M, money. And I know you're a member-driven organization, so you can talk a little about how important money is to the equation of a successful chamber.
Yeah, I mean, a chamber of commerce is a business. So, we're a nonprofit, we're a 501c6 entity, but at the end of the day, we have a budget, and we have to make our budget, meet our budget. We have to spend money and bring money through the door to be successful, to make sure we make payroll just like anyone else. So, money is crucial. It's interesting being in South Jersey, we're really cognizant that we don't necessarily have the wealth that North Jersey has. So we really strive to keep membership prices very low, prices to go to events low, because we want it to be affordable. And so money is always top of mind, not just from that we're checks and we're a business and we need to make budget and make sure we're successful, but also keeping in mind that these members are investing in us. They're choosing us. Yeah. So we need to make it affordable. We need to make it worth their while. And that's where the money comes in. How do we make sure we're keeping it affordable so it makes sense?
Yeah, it's also wealth and the density of this part of the state too. There's more people there, therefore more businesses, more opportunity. So you're not only making do, but succeeding with what we have, which is awesome. Exactly. That brings us to the fourth M, and that's the media. I know you mentioned some of it, but if you could really speak to that, because you do get a lot of coverage. You are the expert call that people call when there's an issue that needs coverage of the business community. How important is that? And also, how do you leverage the social media platforms yourself? I
mean, isn't that terrifying that I'm and it's not just me, right? It's our team, our chamber's reputation is such that, we do get caught on to be an expert on the South Jersey economy or the business landscape. Terrifying stuff. But, it is what it is, and we're very fortunate. Speaking of the board earlier, it's one of the things we report out every board meeting is how many media mentions we've had in the last quarter. Because it's important for us to stay in people's newspapers, in people's magazines, so they see what we're doing. The social media is obviously a beast of its own that we all have learned to embrace and hopefully leverage and maximize for the benefits of our members and for the benefit of the organization. So we're on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, X, we're on these social media platforms, and our members are always taking pictures and always tagging us and tagging members of the team or tagging our speakers. It just elevates. Yeah. The only way to explain it is it's unpaid, and it's sometimes in many ways more effective because it's real. Yeah. It's a real capture of what we're doing.
Yeah, it's that exponential awareness.
100%.
Yeah, I love it. Yep. Well, listen, I want to thank you for sharing your answers to the M4 Big Money question. You did a great job.
Okay, I didn't mess it up. Okay, I have a lot of pressure.
You killed it.
Okay, great.
You did great. There you have it. Christina Renna, President and CEO of the Chamber of Commerce of Southern New Jersey's well-balanced mix of management, marketing, money, and media. We have some more business content coming up, including another segment with today's featured guest right here on South Jersey Business with Joe Molineaux. many businesses and organizations that are so supportive of the nonprofits and the communities that they serve. Can you talk a little bit about the Chamber's involvement with nonprofits and how you support nonprofits?
Yes, we really have made a concerted effort to try to attract nonprofits into the membership from all across South Jersey. The need is there, and we know that we are probably the best game in town for nonprofits to be able to get their foot in the door at some of the larger businesses in the region, for whatever they need, resources, of course, but, creating those partnerships between corporate partners and nonprofits is something that we're especially good at and something we're really proud of as well. And we're seeing these nonprofits thrive as a result of joining, and we're putting on special programming for them as well. So they're getting like an education piece too. They're coming to the events that are for nonprofits, they're getting an education piece, they're getting the connectivity that our team provides them with our other members. And it's just been something that has really, I think, taken the chamber to another level, and certainly something I'm really proud of.
It's interesting. That works both ways, because I'm thinking about it as a member and saying, I want to learn the stories of who's helping who, and especially if I'm trying to refer someone into a nonprofit that needs help. There's so many nonprofits that do so much great work, but sometimes they're under the radar until someone needs them. Exactly. You're giving them that connectivity, as you mentioned, and the networking opportunity to tell their story. So it doesn't stop there, because I know you have a charitable foundation that's ramping up. So can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes, so the South Jersey Chamber Foundation has actually been around for over 30 years, but no one knows it existed. So okay. Even though it's been there, it really hasn't been used to the full capability that it could be, which has been a big miss for us, right? And something that we've been working to correct and fix. And so we have run our South Jersey Summer Institute for Educators program out of it forever, for 30 some years. That is a workforce development program for South Jersey-based teachers that we run every summer, but we should be doing more. How can we give back outside of giving back to the education community? How can we also give back to the small businesses, maybe small businesses in underserved areas? So our expanded foundation, we look forward to launching in the new year, and we'll end up having a component there for microloans for small businesses, specifically in underserved areas across South Jersey, which we have plenty, in addition to continuing running our South Jersey Summer Institute for Educators program and that education and workforce development component that we already do. We're really excited about it.
And that activity will bring more activity and more awareness to the foundation, therefore more funding to the foundation.
One can only hope.
I think that's great. We have a little time for one more thing, and I know you wanted to cover it because it sounds amazing. I want to learn more about it. I'm sure the people do. The Community Day of Service that you mentioned. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Our Chamber of Commerce Community Day of Service is an idea that our Executive Vice President Meredith Laura Lear and I came up with in 2020 when we assumed our new roles in leadership at the Chamber, and we were going to launch it in 2020, and then we all know what happened in 2020. And so we were able to launch it in 2024, and it's basically 2 committed days throughout the course of the year where our nonprofit members can apply to participate. They come up with a service project or something they need done in or around for their nonprofit, whatever it is. We encourage member companies to send company representatives, pick a nonprofit. We put them all out throughout South Jersey. So we'll have people in every county in different nonprofits, whether it be a Boys and Girls Club or a Habitat for Humanity or a HopeWorks or you name it. We'll put them out. They're all in branded t-shirts, and it's just our members from all over South Jersey in different areas of South Jersey giving back.
That sounds like a great day of service.
It is. It's something we're really excited about. Our first one went off without a hitch. We're planning our second one and looking forward to continuing it through the future.
I love it.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, and thank you on behalf of the community that you serve for all the good work you're doing.
Thank you.
Once again, the guests here at South Jersey Business exemplify what it precisely means to be committed to their local community. Thanks again to Christina Renna and everyone at the Chamber of Commerce Southern New Jersey for everything they are doing to help our community. And now it's time to shine the spotlight on Christina Renna and gain some extra illumination on exactly what the Chamber of Commerce Southern New Jersey offers and brings to the community right here in South Jersey. Christina, thank you for sharing the spotlight with us today.
Thank you again.
So let's talk about what is it that the Chamber does.
The Chamber very simply connects the people and businesses of South Jersey to help them grow their business, elevate themselves, brand themselves, market themselves, and of course we also advocate on behalf of the businesses as well. So
Now that was a really short answer, but that's a lot of work. So how does that get done?
approximately 120 events a year that we can gather business people together in rooms and have them shake hands and get to build relationships. It happens because of our great team at the Chamber and all the hard work that everyone puts into making sure every I is dotted and T is crossed. And at the end of the day, it happens because of our members, their commitment to us. They see how hard we work for them, and they show up for us too.
That's great. That's great. You mentioned your members, but it's a little bit more than that, right? You work for a lot of people. You work for the community, but who do you do it for? Who does this work for?
I mean, it's for the region in totality. South Jersey is so often forgotten about. We all have this South Jersey chip on our shoulder that we don't get our fair share. No one thinks of us down here. Well, we are here to help make sure no one forgets about us.
I love that you and the team are the people that are making sure no one forgets about us, because I can even say the way you answered that question, you brought it. Yes. You're bringing that South Jersey energy.
I'm very passionate about it.
Yeah.
As someone born and raised in South Jersey, I never left other than to go to college.
Well,
we want to make sure we continue thriving.
That's going to lead us to the next question of the spotlight, which is, why do you do what you do? What gets you up every morning to go to that office, to go to the field, to do what you do every day? Can you talk about the why?
The why is the people, and I think I answered an earlier question, but it really is. I mean, it's the people. It's that connection you get understanding someone's story and figuring a strategic way to help them grow or fix a problem they may have or interact with government in a way that hopefully is helpful to them, right?
Yeah.
It's about the people 100%, and it's fun because I wake up every day and every day is totally different than the next. No day is the same. Even if I have back-to-back days with events for the Chamber, it's always different people, always different topics, always different stories, always learning from our members all day long. So it's always different.
I love it. Okay, so last question in the spotlight. What does the future hold for the Chamber of Commerce?
I mean, right now we're focused on launching the South Jersey Chamber Foundation, and we are focused on continuing to grow. We're definitely in a growth position. In a perfect world, my 5-year plan is to make sure that we have an office down in the Atlantic County area, maybe somewhere in the Hamilton area. So we're encompassing, we actually have a physical presence here, grow the team, have some dedicated staff down this way. Our main office is in Camden County. But as we know, the real South Jersey and then there's South Jersey. As someone who was born in Atlantic City and raised in the city of Vineland, I know that, Cherry Hill is, not really always considered South Jersey to some of us all the way in deep South Jersey. Right. We understand those dynamics here in South Jersey, and I think having a physical presence down this way means a lot to the businesses and something that I would love to do long term.
I think that's a great idea. I think the future looks bright thanks to everything you're doing, and I want to thank you for sharing the spotlight with us today.
Thank you for having me.
That was today's Spotlight, providing a clear view of what the Chamber of Commerce Southern New Jersey is all about. We'll be right back. Well, that's the show. We had a solid business discussion with Christina Renna, President and CEO of the Chamber of Commerce, Southern New Jersey. Once again, thank you to Stockton University and everyone that makes this program possible. Let's do it again next time, and until then, let's get growing, South Jersey. Thanks for watching.